Welcome to War Thunder with Subdude. How y'all doing today? Well, not going to be a real exciting match because I'm flying the Buccaneer. Now, the S.2 Buccaneer isn't a bad plane, but what it was designed for the Royal Navy was to be an attack aircraft. Go in and plant its bombs in the side of Soviet cruisers. It was supposed to go in at low altitude, flying as fast as it could go on the deck with a boatload of bombs and just drive them right through the side of that ship or those ships and let them explode, which we all realize from about 1969 on would have been pure absolute suicide because of anti-aircraft systems. But what nobody is playing this plane as is the bomber that it is. And you might be going, well, that's all it is. It's a bomber. Yeah. It can actually do the job of being a high altitude level bomber, which it actually performs quite well, other than the fact that it has a runway takeoff, which takes a while to actually get in the match. Now, getting in the match isn't that big of a deal. It just means that you have to have a map that's large enough, number one. Number two, you have to have a team that's willing to dive straight into the enemy to keep them occupied while you side climb. And you're going to have to climb up there quite a ways. Now, the reason I say that is because this is a bomber. It has a bombing reticle. So in realistic battles, you climb up to altitude, you can put the bombs on target from altitude. Now I'm carrying 24 500 pounders, which means per base I have to drop 12. And luckily I've set my drop schedule up for 12. Now the thing that might be missing here is the fact that all the bases are going to get wiped out before I get there. But the fact that it takes me forever to get up to altitude where I'm happy, and I'm already passing 12,000 feet, those bases are going to be gone. And the Su-25s that did the job, good for you. The Su-7 that's up above me, probably laughing, going, come on, slowpoke, catch up. And there goes the last base. So what am I doing? I'm still climbing, because I know those bases are going to regenerate. "15,000 feet and climbing." That F4C bothers me. I do not like those things. But with a battle rating of 9.3, I can run into F4Cs. I'm just lucky that he hasn't been looking my way and hasn't had his radar pointed my way. Coming up on 18,000 feet. Looks like Su-7 is getting ready for his attack run. And a base has regenerated. Now I'm waiting for another one. There we go. Now, the Buccaneer is a pretty good plane doing what it does. During the Gulf War, first Gulf, Britain reactivated some of the Buccaneers and was using them for high altitude bombing. They would laze targets for other planes, and then they would have the pleasure of actually rolling in on the targets themselves. Buccaneers were good planes. They would be hopelessly outclassed in modern combat. But against the Iraqis, they were just about the right thing. Because this is about the altitude that they would be doing their jobs from. And that was the end of the bomb load. And now I turn away and start heading for home. And it'll take a while for those bombs to get there. Meanwhile, I've been boogieing on home. Now the ones that you're going to see, that one and that one. This one will go first, then that base. There goes that one. Gonna be a little while. The F-4C pilot's probably looking around going, what happened? And there goes the other one. Now it's just me running for home. And believe me, I wish I could fly this thing faster, but it's a subsonic aircraft that carries a pretty good bomb load. But the thing is, you've got to take it to altitude. Now on a very large map, which I think this actually qualifies, but not really because of the location of all the enemy ground forces and the bases. You can stay at low altitude and just make your run across the map at low altitude. But in the case of these more confined battle area maps, you're going to want to take it to altitude. And if it ends up being a small map, don't waste your time. Medium-sized map or a enduring confrontation map, that's fine. You'll be able to stay up in the air at an altitude where all the fighting is already moved down to the deck. And when the fighting is already moved down to the deck, you're good to go. Now you probably didn't notice because I was talking so loud, but I had shut the engines down on my final approach and then turned them on just before landing to keep anybody who might have come up behind me, because I'm concentrating on the landing, from sticking a sidewinder up my butt. They might not have been close enough for guns, but they might have been close enough for a sidewinder until I got at the airfield. And this is pretty much it. So I'm going to call it quits there, and y'all have a pleasant today, a better tomorrow. We'll catch you in the sky in air realistic on the good maps, of which there are still so dang few. Subdued. Out!